Finally, the two biggest video game characters of all time, Mario and Sonic, have their definitive versions on the big screen. And inevitably, as they've been compared their entire career, Mario versus Sonic. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the plot, the characters, the villains, and the future. So let's go ahead and talk about the plot of the Mario movie. It is very, very simple. So Mario, Toad, and Peach go on a mission to save Luigi and save everyone. It's not hard to follow. It's not that good, but I mean, the stories in the games weren't that good, so I think it's fine. And then next, I kind of want to touch on the Sonic movie story. It's really nothing like the games at all, but I mean, at this point, you've seen the Sonic movie. If you haven't and you're watching this video, I don't know why. So I would say the two plots, they serve a very different purpose. The Mario movie's plot is literally just to have fan service. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. I think that's a really great way to go about it, but the Sonic movie is more about trying to tell its own thing, which I also kind of respect because, you know, there's been different Sonic stories in the past, like Sonic X. So yeah, when it comes to plot, I don't think I can really say either one is better. They're going for two very different things here. So talking about the characters now, I'm really mostly going to talk about Mario himself versus Sonic himself. Both of them are treated pretty differently from their game counterpart. Mario has literally just been the funny wahoo man when it comes to the games. Trying to implement that into a fully fleshed out character was going to be a little tough, but I think they really did it perfectly. When it comes to Sonic, I think Ben Schwartz's take on the character is very different than any other that they've even thought of doing so far. He's a lot more goofy and like childish than the other ones, and I think I prefer how they took on Mario's character. I think it's just because Game Sonic is so cool at this point. We have seen Game Sonic do some ridiculously awesome stuff, and he doesn't mess around. So it's like, you know, we've got Sonic over here flossing. It's just not for me. I don't know. So next I'm going to talk about probably the standout of both movies, the villains. Bowser and Dr. Robotnik, played by Jack Black and Jim Carrey, obviously. I mean, Bowser stole the show. Every time he was on screen, Bowser was hilarious. Bowser was great. We didn't get enough of him, in my opinion. One of my complaints with the Mario movie, it was probably about 10 to 15 minutes too short, because I think we could have gotten a little bit more out of Bowser. Obviously, if you know the games, you know that Bowser is there to be the plot. But for a movie, I think you need a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like, we needed something instead of just like, hey, Bowser's evil. And when it comes to Sonic, I think they nailed Robotnik. Robotnik, Jim Carrey is absolutely perfect as Dr. Eggman. His transition from the beginning of the first movie to the end of the second movie is ridiculous. We're not even talking about the second Sonic movie yet, by the way. He's crazy, he's maniacal, he's all over the place. It's exactly what you would want from Robotnik. That being said, Jack Black also nailed Bowser to a T. It is just the fact that we need more Bowser. They both absolutely killed it. When it comes to performances, it's very tough to say because that's voiceover versus live action. I'm still gonna give the edge to Sonic and Robotnik here, but oh my goodness, Jack Black's Bowser was amazing. And speaking of, let's talk about the future of these movies. With Sonic, we got into the second Sonic movie, which was, in my opinion, better than the first one. Had a lot more fan service and stuff like that. That's one thing I do want to talk about, is the fan service in these movies. The Mario movie, I'm not gonna lie, Chief, it blew the Sonic movie out of the water when it came to references and things that fans will love and enjoy. When I heard some of Brian Tyler's music for this movie, I was instantly like, man, we are about to see some crazy fan service. And I was so right. There is so much at every single corner of this movie. There's fan service. Once again, that kind of goes back to the plot thing. Sonic was trying to tell its own story. There was some fan service, him eating chili dog and his headband having the, you know, the Sonic 1 logo. That was all cool, but it was nothing compared to the Mario movie. It was so much fun. I thought the fan service in Mario was just absolutely amazing. But before I got a little distracted there, you know, I was talking about the future of these movies. Here's a minor spoiler for Mario. So if you haven't seen Mario yet, definitely don't watch this part. I'm giving you 5 seconds. You've been warned. So if you watch the post-credit scene, you did see that little Yoshi egg pop up, and so we know Yoshi's going to be in the sequel. We know there's going to be a sequel, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think they're going to introduce some wacky characters like Daisy, Wario, maybe even Waluigi, who knows. And everybody's really hounding for a Luigi's Mansion movie, which, yeah, I am too. Give me that. But as for the Sonic franchise, Sonic Movie 2 was really good. Had a lot more fan service than, you know, bringing in Tails and Knuckles was a huge step up from the first one. I personally think they should have been in the first one, but it was a very nice transition into throwing more of these Sonic characters because there are so many Sonic characters. Who knows what's going to happen with the third one? It's already been confirmed, and the Knuckles show has already been confirmed. So we do have a confirmed future for some of these Sonic projects. Obviously, the thing we're most excited for is going to be Shadow in Sonic Movie 3. Man, I know everyone's excited for that one. So overall, when it comes to these two movies, one's animated, one's live action. I don't think it's super fair to compare the two in that way. Obviously, the animation for Super Mario Bros. Was one of the most visually stunning things I've ever seen, but the CGI in Sonic, especially in the second one, is really good too. I think what these movies are going for is something drastically different, and I think that's okay. Two legends can coexist. It's Mario and Sonic, dude. They played in the Olympics together. Like, did you miss, like, the last 30 years? The war between Mario and Sonic is over. I'm sorry. I want to see these two team up. Maybe not in a movie, but give me a real game, a platformer game where these two team up. Anyways, I really enjoyed both of these movies. I think my current ranking for these three movies would be, last place would probably be Sonic 1, and then the Mario movie, and then Sonic 2. I think Sonic 2 improved on everything that the first one was lacking, but I think Mario had the better origin story. And I think that ultimately came down to me just enjoying what was happening on the screen. Like, it was just so visually stunning, so much fan service, a lot of fun, and very funny. It was a very funny movie. It's nice to finally see these two both on the screen in different ways. But enough about the movies. Let's talk about the games. If you want to see me suffer on Sonic 06, click this video right here.